to start, it started with a very, very, very loud noise. Big picture that I saw. But at this point of the dream, I was given the opportunity to see kind of from the heavens looking down on the earth. And what I saw was that I was able to see, the globe was kind of out here like this, and I was able to see very clearly many cemeteries and graveyards. Then I was brought very close to many of these graveyards, and what I saw was a very unusual thing to me, was that the ground was breaking open. Literally, the dirt was breaking open kind of violently, and people were coming out of the graves. I'll tell you that as a Catholic, I prayed many, many times that I believed in the resurrection of the dead. But I don't really believe at that point, in the dream especially, that I was persuaded that that would actually happen. I know now that that's what I saw. I saw dead people resurrected from the graves. The condition that they came out was very unusual. And the other thing that was unusual is that one cemetery plot headstone would have a person come out of the dirt, and one next to it would not. It seemed to be kind of a not just random, but kind of a categorized launching, so to speak, of these people out of the dirt. Again, it was very violent. It was almost as though the dirt was receiving a small explosion or something and breaking open. And I literally saw dirt flying. And I saw this all over the globe. It wasn't just in one area. It wasn't just in, say, the United States. It was all over. And when people would begin to come out, their appearance, two things about their appearance first astounded me. The first thing was that the clothes they were wearing seemed to be like a choir robe. They were kind of like a long dress, so to speak, a cloak almost hanging off them. But in the middle of the day, it was like those outfits that entertainers wear when they're under the lights, and the lights, key in on them, and the sequins kind of make the light just shoot off and they glimmer. These people came out in the middle of the day glimmering. Their outfits and their person was brighter than the sun. I wish I could explain that to you, other than I could see the brightness of these people coming out. Men, although they had these robes on, appeared to be very, very masculine. I always used to think that, those robes I had to wear when I graduated from school kind of looked kind of feminine, but these things that these people were wearing were masculine, and yet when women were resurrected, they looked very feminine. Again, I'm going to give you the dream exactly as I saw it. Some things I wish sounded more exciting, and other things I wish were just a bit tamer, but I'm going to give it to you exactly as I saw it. These people that came out, it was difficult for me to explain this over the years. Older people would come out with the appearance that they were old, but they weren't old. You could tell that they had lived a full life, maybe 80 years, 75 years, something like that. But say, for instance, their hair that was lost was back again. They looked mature, but they didn't look aged. Okay? Young people, I saw a lot of young people resurrected, and although they looked very young, they weren't very young. There was a maturity about them. I wish, again, I could clearly define how this appeared during the dream. The position that I was in at this time didn't give me the allowance to understand these things because of the staunch. Sudden, the people that came out, they just disappeared. I wish I could tell you where I saw them go. I don't know. I don't know if they were taken and hidden somewhere. As soon as these people disappeared, for a lack of words, wherever they went, mass hysteria began to hit the earth. People had the appearance of absolute despair, hysteria. There was pandemonium everywhere. There was mass chaos, lawlessness, and fear was working everywhere. I was able again to see in many quadrants of the earth, and there wasn't any one nation that was under this. All of the globe was experiencing this.
Before the end time comes, there will be a woman that will be a great ruler in this nation. She'll either be president or something on that order. Some great woman. And at that time, automobiles, just before the coming of the Lord, will be in the shape of an egg. This is on tape 2. A powerful woman, great woman. She'll either be president or it'll be a woman representing the Catholic Church, which I think it is. Will take over here someday, and she'll rule this country. This nation is a woman's nation. Amen. The flag was made by a woman. It's number 13. She started out 13 stars, 13 stripes, 13 colonies, everything 13, 13, 13. Right on down, 13 stars on her silver dollar now. Everything's a 13. It's number 13 that appears in the 13th chapter of Revelation. Completely 13. Everything is woman, 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 right on down. She took over all the offices. She's took over Hollywood. She's took over the nations. She's took over the offices. She's took over everything there is. Equal rights to the man, votes for the man, cusses like a man, drinks like a man, anything else. And just bait for the Catholic Church for the worship of a woman. They're already worshiping a woman anyhow. She's the best, immoral woman is the best bait the devil ever had. She's worse than all the bar rooms that ever was. She can send more souls to hell than all the bar rooms in the country.
I didn't mean that to do any harm, women. I don't mean to you Christian women. But just to see women coming into politics and everything, it's a disgrace. It's a breaking of the American morale. And remember, this is America will, a woman, I better leave it alone. But just remember this. I predict this, that a woman will be president before we're annihilated. That's right. I said that in 1933 by vision. Sure, it's a woman's world. Where to start from? Hollywood. All your dirty, filthy dress and everything. That's what's crept into our homes and things like that. Now it comes through television. Everything else, it's a disgrace. All of our revivals won't help nothing until we get back to the good old-fashioned foundation again.
We were misled that there were supposedly protests and then something sprang out of that, an assault sprang out of that. And that was easily ascertained that that was not the fact.
But
and the American people could have known that within days, and they didn't know that.
With all due respect, the fact is we had 4 dead Americans. Was it because of a protest, or was it because of guys out for a walk one night who decided they'd go kill some Americans? What difference at this point does it make?
In 1933, this is a woman's nation. It's a number 13. It appears in the 13th chapter of Revelation. 13 stars, 13 stripes, 13. Everything's a 13. Everything is woman. And remember, thus saith the Lord. There'll be a woman rule for the end time. She'll either be president, vice president, or it'll be the Catholic Church as a woman. I've seen her a great woman. The nation bowed to her. It'll be one before the end time. Thus saith the Lord. Write it down and find out, you young people, if it happens. If it isn't, I'm a false prophet.
don't resist. Show me a new way of loving. Tell me that it's true. Show me what to do. I feel something special about you. Dreams are my reality, the only kind of reality. Maybe my foolishness is past, and maybe now at last I'll see how the real thing can be. Met you by surprise. I didn't realize that my life would change forever. Saw you standing there. I didn't know I'd care. There was something special in the air. Dreams are my reality, the only kind of real fantasy. Illusions are a common thing. I try to live in dreams. It seems as if it's meant to be. Dreams are my reality, a different kind of reality. I dream of loving in the night, and loving seems alright, although it's only fantasy. If you do exist, honey, don't resist. Show me a new way of loving. Tell me that it's true. Show me what to do. I feel something special about you.